There was a time when your name was not a word, it was the pulse beneath my ribs, the whisper that taught my breath to pray. Now silence wears your perfume. Every dawn that arrives carries a wound dressed in light. The palace is quiet, too quiet. Even the falcons hesitate to fly as if they fear disturbing the ghost of your laughter. I walk the corridors of memory, each step echoing with questions that have forgotten their answers. Your absence is not empty, it is a kingdom of shadows that keeps my heart imprisoned. The moon still shines, but her light feels borrowed, as if she too has been mourning since you left. I remember the way you looked at the horizon, like someone listening to the ocean inside their soul. You said, some loves are not meant to stay, they are meant to transform us. But love, how do I transform when I am still trapped in your yesterday? Every sunset writes your name in colors that ache. I tried to paint over it once, but the brush refused, as if it too had known your touch. Even the winds conspire to keep you near. They carry your laughter to the corners of my chest. I see you in the desert, not as you were, but as memory decides you to be light, wind, silence, grace. You walk barefoot across my thoughts, and every grain of sand bows in devotion. Nights are cruel teachers. They whisper what days hide, and in that darkness, I often hear your voice, not as sound, but as feeling. Don't weep for what was beloved, it says, for even endings are beginnings written in disguise. But still, I weep, not because you are gone, but because the world continues as if you never were. The stars still glow, the roses still bloom, the waves still kiss the shore, but none of them remember your name. I do, and maybe that is both my gift and curse. There are nights when I write to you on paper made of moonlight inked with longing. Each letter burns softly, like a candle praying for its flame. Sometimes I imagine you read those letters from the realm where time dissolves, where souls remember what bodies forget. Do you ever think of me? Do you remember the sound of my heart when it called your name in silence? I still hear it, a rhythm that refuses to end. The desert wind tells stories of travelers and their lost loves. I listen and I realize I am both a traveler with no map and a love that no time can bury. Once I tried to forget you. I stood at the edge of the sea, promising the waves to take your name away. But they brought it back, each tide whispering. Some names were not meant to drown. So I learned to live with you in absence, like a prayer without words, like music without sound, like a soul that still remembers the shape of light. And when people ask me, why do you still write of her? I smile because they don't understand. You were never just a person. You were my eternity disguised as a moment. Now I walk alone, but never truly lonely. Your memory walks beside me, not as sorrow, but as sacred fire. I have learned to love even your silence, for in that silence I hear the heartbeat of forever. Some nights I dream of a place where time has no meaning and distance has no name. You wait for me there beneath a sky that never sets. And when I arrive, you do not speak. You simply smile, and the universe kneels to that reunion. Until that day, I will keep writing not to remember you, but to keep you alive in every trembling word. For love never dies. It merely changes its address. There are mornings when I wake and forget for a moment that you are gone. The air feels so gentle then, like your hand resting on my shoulder once again. But truth returns like a shadow that never forgives the sun. I pour coffee for two still, though the chair across from me is only silence, wearing your memories shape. The steam rises between us like a prayer, too shy to reach heaven. The servants speak softly now. They fear to break my quiet, as though grief is a sacred animal that must not be startled. At times, I walk the gardens where jasmine used to bloom louder than joy itself. Now their fragrance feels like echo, a ghost of its own sweetness. How strange it is to miss someone so deeply that even flowers to begin to mourn. Sometimes I ride through the desert beneath skies wide as forgiveness. The wind runs wild, reminding me that freedom and loneliness wear the same face. I whisper your name into the sand, and the earth answers back, not with sound, but with stillness. Even the dunes seem to listen, as if memory were their oldest language. Love. I've learned to speak with what cannot reply. The stars, the wind, the distance, each has become a letter you forgot to send. There was a time when love was the fire. Now love is the ash that keeps me warm. I no longer seek to heal. I seek to understand why beauty hurts so gently. You were not the chapter. You